Hi, good morning, everyone.
Bom dia.
Bom dia. So we are here today to talk about the Discogs case, and we have here Miguel Casas. He's the CTO of Discogs, and Kevin. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry.
Lewandowski.
He's the founder and the CEO of Discogs.
Yes, hello, I'm Arthur Bond. This is Camilla Lichti, and we are solution architects at VTEX in the US, and we've been working on the Discogs project. So let's start it off. Please tell us, what is Discogs?
So Discogs is a music discovery and record collecting platform, and it's powered by millions of obsessed music fans who have spent a lot of time creating the most accurate and largest catalog of recorded music in the world. And we also offer ways to track your collection and buy and sell music. And Discogs started as a hobby in 2000, so it's been around for almost 25 years now.
And what was the trigger for you to start this online music database?
So Discogs has always grown very organically, and in the beginning we were just a catalog of music, and after a while we had ways to track your collection and your want list, and people were kind of hacking the system to sell music, like creating a collection of things that are for sale. And our users had asked for a sell list function, and I created a marketplace instead. So our marketplace came out in 2005.
So what was the main insight that you had that made you to create the marketplace?
I guess that Discogs was really a collecting platform. People were collecting music, and they wanted a way to buy music on the site. Before we had a marketplace, people would email me and ask, oh, how do I add this to my cart? And I would have to explain that this is not a store. It's just a catalog. So it really came out of user requests and desires to have a way to buy music.
So you have a proprietary platform that is developed and maintained by your own internal IT team, and it's a huge amount of data. What were some of the struggles you were facing that led you to decide to search for a new platform for your marketplace?
Okay, I can start. So it's a homegrown platform. Discogs began before web frameworks were a thing. And so it's all custom software. Typical story is it gets harder and harder to maintain over time. Hello. Okay. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
So, no, it's not working.
Hello?
Okay, now.
Okay.
Yeah. So our software just became harder and harder to maintain over time. So that's when we started looking for vendors and enterprise solutions. Miguel, do you have more?
Yeah, I can add a few stats. It's a monolith system that has been developed for over 20 years. It has over 300,000 lines of code. We are currently migrating, modernizing the whole system into microservice architecture. And VTEX plays a vital part in our checkout flow, which we hope it'll help us to connect better with the over, I think, 120, 130 countries where we do business with globally, Kevin?
Yes, we operate in almost every country.
Yeah.
And how did your team react when you told them that you are going to hire a third-party platform? Did you involve them in this decision making? Because usually I have been there before, and the first thing that people think is am I going to get fired? How did you manage this kind of situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite common for systems engineering when you bring a third-party product to have that experience of am I going to get fired? Am I going to lose my job? Is my job going to become a lesser job? We work very closely with our engineering teams to understand that the roles are going to be changing from what is called greenfield development into more of a systems integrator mindset. And they were not going to lose their jobs. On the opposite, we wanted to retain them, learn new technologies, and join us in the journey that we have ahead of us. We do believe that the VTEX technology is going to set us up for the next 20, 25 years successfully. So it's definitely part of our long-term vision. Another interesting fact about our engineers is they have had bad experiences working with third-party vendors. And our relationship with VTEX is so good that when I ask our team, how do you feel about working with VTEX? They said it's the best partner, external partner we have ever worked with. So that was a great compliment to VTEX.
Oh, we are glad to hear that. And that's the first time they share, you know?
Yeah, I think another thing we talked about with our team is how there's so many opportunities in the company, and there's just an unending list of ideas we want to pursue. So by moving to an enterprise solution, it's just going to free us up to work on the things that we're really good at, like our differentiators, and leave the other problems like commerce and taxes to the experts.
So you've spoken a little bit about this already, but can you elaborate on, you made the decision to involve a third-party platform. What was it about VTEX specifically that made you decide to go with us?
I can take this one. So I have worked with external partners for about 30 years. What I found is that all the technical products have pros and cons, but the biggest differentiator is the relationship that you have with an external partner. And one of the things that I believe on is that the most important thing in life are relationships. When we went through the selection process, which took about 3 months, we worked with this company called McFadden. They help us select and narrow down a few vendors. The initial meeting with Daniela Jurado and Mariano and some of the other VTEX members was very different. It was very relationship driven, which is what we were looking for. And that was one of the main selection criteria that we used to make sure we were partnering with a vendor for the long, or with a partner for the long term. And what I can tell up to this day is that VTEX has been very much the right partner for us. They have been very, very well engaging in our day-to-day work. We get to work with fantastic people like Arthur and Camilla and the rest of the team. So that really shows that having a really strong relationship between two partners, it's really important. Now, if we look a little bit deeper into the technical aspects of VTEX, we were definitely looking for that composability aspect. We need to integrate with global tax systems and other, call it third-party systems, to make our platform more powerful. So that was one aspect that we liked a lot about VTEX. Another aspect was the aspect of VTEX IO, that aspect that allows you to extend the platform into your own customization elements was also quite important. So I'll pause here and see if Kevin would like to add anything else to this one.
Yeah, I think, a deciding factor with VTEX was definitely the complexities that they've worked with before, because we're in a complicated environment, and the aspect of the personal relationships. We've had a lot of attention from VTEX and feel like it's a good working relationship, and our needs are met. So we've been very happy.
Yeah, I think taking this key of the relationship, I think your team is also very open to new ideas because we came with crazy ones. We changed the architecture like I think 3 times in the course of like a month and a half, and they were very open to accept this kind of challenge, and they were open for this challenge, and they also have like a huge catalog that for us was a challenge as well. And so we have like 20 million SKUs that we are integrating into VTEX, 150,000 sellers, and we are only using for this first part of the project the checkout. So we are really being composable with their platform and ours. And so that leads me to the next question. How do you envision our partnership to enhance your business and the customer experience of your global clients?
So the way that we expect VTEX to enhance the experience and our business model is by improving our checkout flow. Another important aspect for our platform, because we work in so many countries, is the global taxes. Another aspect is actually rapidly enabling features that are not available to us today, like a seller portal, discount, promotion codes, and some of the new products that are quite interested to look at, like VTEX Shield. We're quite interested in improving our security position. So those are different aspects, but there is at the business level also that aspect of further penetrating our reach globally, having a much better engagement with our music communities. That is definitely another thing that we are looking to do in this partnership with VTEX. So Kevin, anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, I think definitely higher conversion rate we're expecting, and just easier to deal with the upcoming regulations that we have to comply with, new taxes and things like that. They've been a challenge in the past, so I expect by working with VTEX, we'll be better able to take on those changes.
And also one thing that I just came to my mind is like, there is a specific scenario that like you call the whale buyers, like people that buys in bulk along of the month. So that's quite a challenge. If you can elaborate a bit on these, because this is something that we are already looking for how to solve, but I think that's a very peculiar and interesting case that you have in your business.
Yeah, we have an interesting case with a couple of our high volume sellers where they're operating more as a B2B model, which is kind of, and they're doing this by kind of hacking our system and placing orders but not paying, and then merging them merging many times into one giant order and shipping that on a pallet overseas. So VTEX has a couple of solutions that are going to help address this, so we can really handle it in the correct way instead of using these hacks and backdoor solutions.
So you have buyers and sellers in over 100 countries, like you said, 7 different currencies, I believe you take orders in. What are some challenges that come along with that global cross-border business model that you expect VTEX to help you overcome? Things like taxes, shipping, currency conversion.
Yeah. Definitely some of the global challenges when you have cross-border transactions is global taxes, for sure, global compliance. Each country updates their compliance regulation at least once a year. To stay on top of that, it's important to have a partner like VTEX who help us to continue to be compliant as we go through these requirements. Other aspects could be enabling local payments. Today, Discogs is built under a PayPal platform, and we would like to extend that and allow other forms of payment that may be a little bit also more popular in other countries. So that would be some complementary forms of payment that we would like to enable to. I don't know, anything else you think that could be in addition to the aspect of global cross-border transactions?
Yeah, I think getting into local payments will definitely help a lot, because we're only offering PayPal right now, so that it ends up being a restriction for certain countries. Yeah, so we definitely want to move toward more payment options and focusing on the local options.
And this is something that we discuss quite often, and we use as an example to enable Pix here in Brazil for Brazilian people to buy. And one thing that was curious, I was reading a report from the e-commerce scenario from 2023 that was released this year, and Pix is the second payment method that the Brazilians choose, like with 21% of the population using this method. And also the first one is credit card with installments, and then it comes in third, like debit and credit cards in one payment. So having this possibility of having local payments would increase conversion a lot, right? So I think this is something that we are also aiming for with the project.
Yeah, and it can also increase the number of sellers, because right now to be a seller, you receive your payout in PayPal, and some people can't do it or don't want to do it. So to be a seller and receive your funds through Pix will be a really big deal.
Yeah, cool. And what kinds of KPIs are you looking at to measure to improve this year with the collaboration with VTEX?
Yes, so we have a couple of metrics. I mean, we have quite a lot of metrics, but two metrics we are primarily looking at, which is the net promote score, which it should reflect the satisfaction of our community and our customers through a specific workflow or process or interaction with our platform. Another one is the one that Kevin mentioned earlier, which is the aspect of conversion rates. We would like to increase that. Also, it's proof that the engagement within a specific music community, it's working in the right way. And I'm going to add something here. We are closely looking at Brazil, as Brazil has what I think one of the largest music communities in the world. We would like to have a much better engagement and to further growth in this amazing country.
And I think it's worth sharing that like the largest collector is also in Brazil, right?
Yeah, there have been a few articles about this person who has more than 7 million records now. So it's the largest personal collection in the world. It's pretty amazing.
So we're curious if you can share with us, well, first of all, people sell all sorts of music on Discogs, from vinyl to CD to cassette, any media that music comes in, right? What is the most expensive item that's ever been sold on Discogs? And as a bonus question, was it a cross-border transaction, if you know?
So we just recently sold a 7-inch record by Velvet Underground for $30,000. But I think that's number 2 or 3. The most expensive thing we sold was a rare 12-inch record. There's only 20 copies of it. It sold for 30,000 British pounds, which is about almost $42,000. So that's our number 1 sale. And both of those were not cross-border. There's probably some aspects of trust, and actually, I think that the first one I mentioned is going to be hand-delivered. The person is flying on a plane to deliver the record. Yeah.
And if you could just share with us, we're curious to know just personally, what are your favorite either record labels or your favorite albums? If you could share some recommendations with the people here.
Yeah, so I guess my roots go back to house and techno music. I've been an amateur DJ for a long time. And that's what Discogs started with, house techno and drum and bass. So I still collect some old 90s labels like Subwoofer and Mosaic. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of that. But it recently started collecting a Brazilian jazz fusion label called Som da Gente. I like a lot. I've got almost their whole catalog now. Miguel?
And how large is your collection?
I haven't counted, but I think it's almost 3,000, which is not big for a record collector.
But it's quite a lot.
Yeah, getting there. And it's always growing every week.
I have to say that Brazilian jazz music rocks. It's one of the best musics I've listened in my life. So I do listen to jazz quite a bit. I grew up with, just an interesting fact, I grew up listening to Pink Floyd in a cassette, Dark Side of the Moon. And Discogs has cataloged, over 1,300 versions of Dark Side of the Moon worldwide. So it's one of those platforms where if you are quite interested about music, you can learn all kinds of details about how the music is made, pressed in different countries, the different types of formats that you can go into.
It's a rabbit hole, yeah.
It is an amazing rabbit hole. I absolutely love it. It's quite addictive.
And what about the future? What is your vision for Discogs and the partnership with VTEX?
Yeah, so the vision of Discogs is the complete record collector's journey. From getting your first record to possibly opening your first record store. So we want to cater to all of that. So some things we're looking at in the future are getting more involved with physical record stores and cataloging upcoming releases and pre-releases. That's something we don't support today. So we'd like to expand on both sides of that collecting journey.
And what about auctions?
We've talked a lot about auctions. I'd like to make it happen. And it's been asked for a good bit.
So we have work to do, right? But also a part of like you said like the whole journey, but also physical, like the record players or musical instruments in the marketplace. Are you willing to do this to integrate everything, or where does it place in your priority?
Record players could fit in. I won't say no to that. It's not a priority right now. We're under a big modernization effort today. But yeah, I mean, record collectors, other memorabilia, for example, it's all a part of the collector's journey.
And with getting into pre-releases and things, that would involve probably partnerships with music labels, like a data feed of some kind. Do you do any of that today, or is that all in the future?
No, we don't do anything like that today. All of our data in our catalog is crowdsourced, and it's handmade. So there's no data feeds. But with a new product, it would be separate and would probably be based on data feeds from industry partners.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And if you have some questions, you can meet us here down stage. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.